IRC clarifies personal income tax levels. Department Headquarter condemned. And Morobe Provincial Government supports landowners.
This is National EMTV News with Morobe Tulo.
A very good evening. Thank you for joining us. This is Friday's news. Law and order is now the priority for the Southern Highlands Provincial Government. Governor William Powie said other services will progress if law and order justice sector is effective. The Southern Highlands Provincial Assembly handed down a budget of 256 million kina for 2019 in Mendi.
Since 2016, law and order in Southern Highlands has spiraled out of control. Following the 2017 national elections, clashes continue, including the banning of an Guinea aircraft and the Mendi courthouse. 2019 will be different. When passing the budget yesterday, Governor William Powie said the law and justice sector will receive full attention.
Law and order in 2019, Southern Highlands Provincial Assembly, provincial government will take it as the most important government priority inside the district province. We need to fix the law and order. You have to take leadership, you leaders of the province.
A huge chunk of the 2019 budget will support policing, maintenance of the Morobe jail and rebuilding of the Mendi courthouse. For the Provincial Assembly, the law and justice sector must function to allow other services to progress.
All states and Southern Highlands Provincial Government will partner to build the police housing here. We need this police housing. We have appropriated 1 million for CIS in Morobe. You may put him money long. Police operations assistance 1 million.
Second to law and order is governance and administration. In the past 2 years, the provincial administrator's position has been a struggle for the government. The running of the administration has also been a concern. Leaders have been urged to work together and improve the public service mechanism.
You me all member you sit down good now, budgeting the money good now, using money for the right purpose. By me working plenty changes and come up inside long or this is for me.
The budget of 256 million will be documented and presented to the Treasury Department in the coming week.
Thank you. And the Southern Highlands Provincial Government Provincial Assembly this day has approved the 2019 appropriation bill.
Jack Lapava Jr., National EMTV News.
Today, the Internal Revenue Commission again clarified that there has been no increases to personal income tax levels this year. IRC Acting Commissioner General Dr. Alois Dutton addressed the media today. Michelle Stephen with this report.
When clarifying the 2019 personal income tax level, Dr. Dutton also highlighted an increase in the tax-free threshold to 12,500 kina from 2018 levels of 10,000 kina. This measure a way of bringing some relief to the employees in the lowest income bracket.
There is no increase in the tax itself. The rate of tax doesn't mean there's an increase in tax for salary and wage earners. It's only the threshold, the tax threshold that has gone up. The tax-free threshold has gone up from 10,000 to 12,000 kina, 12,500 kina. So people who have been in that bracket, that 10,000 to 12,500 last year, they don't get to pay any tax at all in 2019. That's what it's all about.
The Acting Commissioner General added that in order for employees to effect these changes, all employers must ensure that employees correctly fill out the tax declaration form upon commencement of employment or when there are changes to their dependents.
You can go beyond 12,500 very slightly, and you still won't pay tax depending on the number of dependents that you have. But what it says here is that 12,500 no tax, but this 12,500 also applies to people who are earning beyond 20,000 and 30,000 or even 100,000 a year. Your first 12,500, there is no tax on that. So anything beyond 12,500 is taxed within those ranges, but then it's done on a fortnightly basis. So. For the normal people, if you like shop people who work in shops and other places, if you earn up to 12,500, you don't have to worry about paying tax. But if you go beyond 12,500, then that's when you will start, paying tax.
The Acting Commissioner General has also said that for those earning more than 12,500, they will achieve savings as the portion up to 12,500 will not be taxed. This translates to a savings of 2,500 kina on average for most employees in the formal sector.
So everyone gets a saving of about 2,500 kina. So all taxpayers, anyone who is on salaried employment, you get that 2,500 off your taxable income. You don't pay tax on that.
Michelle Stephen, National EMTV News.
And as Papua New Guinea's major revenue collector, the Internal Revenue Commission is looking to impose strong penalties under the new Section 322B of the Income Tax Act. The Commission says corruption and all forms of corrupt behaviours will not be tolerated nor encouraged. The IRC expects all taxpayers, business and service providers to act with integrity and deal honestly with the Commission by not offering bribes or soliciting favours to induce IRC staff to perform their duty.
IRC, we are very strict about the way our people operate in this organization. When we recruit people, we put them through an induction program, but we also give them a code of conduct. So the code of conduct basically states how our staff will behave. We have a zero tolerance policy against corruption. Fraud and corruption is something that we are totally against.
The National Coordinating Office of Bougainville Affairs has a new acting director. John Aruna officially took charge of the affairs of Nkoba today, taking over from former acting director John Avira. With a referendum on the political future of Bougainville due on the 15th of June this year, the role of Nkoba is crucial as the official go-between the national government and the autonomous Bougainville government. Representatives from Papua New Guinea's development partners were present in Port Moresby for the announcement of Nkoba's new acting director. Minister assisting the Prime Minister on Bougainville Affairs, William Sam, said it was a crucial time for Bougainville and reiterated the national government's commitment to the people of Bougainville as they prepare for the upcoming political referendum.
Our tasks start next week and we need a clear direction, milestones of key tasks we should achieve or target, and then we try to address each issues as we go. I really want us to address the finance component from finance, treasury, and prime minister, so that the issue of finance should not drag us. We need to go see these people and make sure that whatever is due for Bougainville must come on a timely manner, so that we can drive the issues of Bougainville forward.
In his departing remarks, outgoing acting director John Avira also highlighted the progress made by Nkoba in facilitating preparations for the referendum. However, he also added there was more to do within the next 4 months, which requires all parties to work together.
The three key things I have like everyone to note, those that lies some of the achievements. One is the referendum work plan. The target date of the referendum has already been set. And importantly, last year we achieved, under the leadership of two ministers, the questions. The referendum won't be conducted without the questions and the options that will be given to the people.
As of today, John Anuma now takes the reins as acting director of Nkoba. Speaking to National EMTV News, Mr. Anuma said it was crucial that this office ramp up its efforts with the referendum only a few months away.
Funding may be a constraint in some ways, but I've got a team, I've got a 32 staff on strength, which we will be utilizing to deliver this. This is a very critical time, it's a very short time and very critical time for us to deliver that Bougainville Peace Agreement pillar, which is referendum.
According to Minister assisting the Prime Minister on Bougainville Affairs, the support of the national government, its agencies, the autonomous Bougainville government, as well as donor partners would be crucial in the months ahead.
The first team to really support is the Japanese government. They put a fair bit of money to the UN to assist the BRC, and then the Australian government, the United Nations, they all support the New Zealand government. So we're very thankful. They just want to help us But the challenge for us is we are in the hot seat to ensure that we facilitate the bridge between our government and through the assistance we can be the link to our people on the island.
Morobe Tulo, National EMTV News. Operations at the Department of Petroleum will be affected as the department looks for a new office location. This follows a directive from NCD health authorities who condemned the building this week.
The notice to vacate the building was issued by the National Capital District Health Authorities yesterday. Officers were asked to comply with the directions immediately. The directions came after a health inspection revealed the building was a semi-permanent building set up for temporary use only, but was used way longer than expected. The report also revealed broken walls, cracked ceilings, wet floors, and power cables exposed, posing a danger to employees and the surrounding environment. The department's acting secretary, Kepsi Puya, told media personnel that the building was too old and not conducive to work, especially for this key department. The Petroleum Ministry has been informed of the urgent need to find another office space for this department. But until one is found, part of the operations for the petroleum sector remains affected. Another inspection will take place next Monday on the building that houses the department's exploration and licensing divisions. Thekla Gunga, National EMTV News.
You're watching National EMTV News. We'll have more of the day's stories after these messages. Stay tuned. Welcome back to National EMTV News. With recent torrential rains and heavy flooding in the Karukuhiri district of Central Province, accessibility to basic services and daily businesses have been greatly affected for people from Idu village. Bad weather conditions have caused flooding and even landslides for the last 2 weeks, affecting the daily affairs of people and businesses that operate within the area. EMTV News visited the affected areas.
The recent bad weather conditions experienced in parts of Central Province has greatly affected the accessibility of basic services for people. Business houses as well have been affected by the flooding. Among people affected, PMV driver Eddie Kekele described how PMV businesses have been affected.
You look at now, people are flooded. Some plenty of business, especially on PMV, Wakano.
PMV trucks along this route have all made losses due to the flooding. The Central Provincial Government has established an emergency disaster committee to monitor the areas affected and report back to the Emergency Disaster Center to assist in providing relief supplies. However, accessibility remains an issue.
We're disconnected, and some part, especially to the west, Berena is still disconnected. And accessibility is an issue right now. In Berena and Karukuhiri.
Whilst the administration is coordinating relief efforts, they are also calling on people of Central Province in other parts of the country to assist as well.
We play encourage our families to, if they can, do so directly to the people, but there are big quantities of relief that come through the provincial government. So we're ready to work with our people. We'll be working directly with the community to help them, rebuild, we'll provide assistance. So we will encourage our partners, families to come work with us. Already some they came a few days ago, and they are aware that we have organized ourselves.
Elizabeth Guka, National EMTV News.
Stephen Pokane's tenure as Acting Commissioner of the Papua New Guinea Correctional Service has been extended for a further 3 months. Acting Commissioner Pokanis is hopeful a permanent appointment can be made soon, with the service now embarking on major rehabilitation programs throughout its facilities in country.
It has left on the 23rd of December, and an extension was given up to March 24th by the government. So yeah, 3 months down, so starting on the 4th month now. So hopefully the government decides and appoints permanent commissioner so that we can work. But for now, yeah, I'm overseeing the office.
Morobe's Executive Council reaffirmed their support to landowners in the Wafi-Golpu area to have the recently signed Memorandum of Understanding between the state and mine developers. Governor Ginson Sanu told landowner groups this week that they have not received a favorable response from the government regarding a review of the MOU. Mr. Sanu said the PEC will support the people's call to shut down the mine if they have to.
Morobe Governor Ginson Saonu and a team from the Morobe Provincial Government met with landowners this week, starting with the Babuaf community on Tuesday. This is one of the 3 landowner groups of the Wafi-Golpu project area. The governor stressed on the Tutumang stance, saying the MOU signed between the company and the state in December is not recognized by the Provincial Executive Council.
Na Tutumang ito kosem company wanting government go back long drawing board MOU start ken na yumi bung na tok long nupla MOU.
The landowners have maintained that there was no consultation made before the MOU signing and have disputed it. Jack Raban is a representative of the Babuaf Development Corporation. He said the Babuaf clan supports the Provincial Council's call to have the MOU revoked.
Suppose only, agree want him provincial government, we Babuaf, we talk work when come up. Unless only agree, or withdraw him, been in process.
On the 11th of December last year, the state signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Wafi-Golpu joint venture. The MOU was signed by Mining Minister Johnson Tuke on behalf of the government, witnessed by the Prime Minister Peter O'Neill and Bulolo MP and Communications Minister Sam Basil. An MOU signed for the project to progress. Landowners, however, disagreed with this, saying there was no consultation made prior to the MOU signing. Members of the Tutumang in Morobe met and passed a resolution to reject the MOU. They also agreed to draft a new MOU to submit to the government and the Wafi joint venture for consideration. A 7-day ultimatum was given, however, this period has lapsed with no feedback from the state.
Tutumang ito, Morobe houseman ito. Withdraw him inside long 7 days. Government failed on this plan.
On Wednesday, Governor Saunu went to 2 other landowner groups, the Hengabu and the Yanta groups. They too appealed to the state and the developer to review the MOU.
The approach to the situation has given us no option, but only encouraged us to shut down Wafi-Golpu mine. We now demand that the developer must vacate our customary land for a definite period until our demands listed here are met.
Governor Saunu said the PEC will support the people's call to shut down the mine if the Tutumang and the landowners do not get a response from the state and the developer.
Now we're going to one bill and start him good. Now suppose fail him this plan. Tutumang ito shut him down mine.
Lucy Kopana, National EMTV News, Leh.
This week, the Coconut Industry Corporation received 1 million kina from National Planning. According to National Planning Secretary Connie Samuel, this funding is to assist KIK in eradicating the Bogia coconut syndrome in Medang province.
Researchers are still trying to study and understand the Bogia coconut syndrome and how it can be treated. This week, Coconut Industry Corporation received 1 million kina from National Planning Department to assist in its work in combating BCS.
The Coconut Industry Corporation, with the exercise on trying to help eradicate the the Bogia coconut syndrome. It's a disease that's trying to destroy the coconut industry. So we have allocated 1 million to Cape.
National Planning Minister Richard Maru said, due to Bogia coconut syndrome and the threat it poses to coconut planting materials at its gene bank and research center in Medang, the research center will be relocated to Milne Bay Province.
The money for the KIK, that will be for relocating the research center from Medang for coconut down to Milne Bay. We are now providing the $1 million commitment. Because of the Bogia coconut syndrome, we can't have the research center in Medang. We need to relocate to Milne Bay.
According to reports, there is no treatment for the coconut syndrome. This plant disease is only found in Medang. However, there have been concerns that it could spread to other provinces if not contained. Patricia Keamo, National EMTV News.
This year, the Port Moresby Technical College will also offer diploma courses. This, in addition to the certificate courses it currently offers. College Principal Henry Womaingu says a budget is already in place to cater for the 2 diploma programs.
2019 will be a milestone for Port Moresby Technical College as it embarks on offering diploma courses. 2 diploma courses will be offered this year in the areas of electrical engineering and in creative and graphic arts.
We will have increased programs, lift the standards from certificate programs to diploma.
College Principal Henry Womaingu said the school already has a budget in place for these 2 diploma courses. Constructions of classrooms for these programs began in 2018 through 3 million kina funding from National Planning.
Funding is timely, the classroom is commenced, the contractor we've selected is Well Builders, and they have promised to us that by end of March that building is going to be ready.
With a further 2 million kina from National Planning this week, the principal said they are also planning to complete the electrical engineering lab for the diploma course. Teaching staff housing are also in their final stages and are expected to be completed in March. Patricia Keamo, National EMTV News.
A local market at West Taraka in Lae was opened yesterday after mothers raised concerns regarding their safety and market overcrowding. Community leader Alu Pagao said the community initiative was to help create a safe market space for mothers.
Members of communities in West Taraka Lae gathered yesterday to witness the declaration of a new market area. The community leader, Alu Pagao, said the idea of having a new market came about after safety concerns were raised by mothers.
Yes, he got space, he got area block market. You gonna clean up now, you working market or helping you help him sustain him. So
Mr. Pagao made an appeal to the governor to support the community initiative. West Taraka has 2 main selling areas. However, due to market overcrowding and alcohol-related threats, it was seen unsafe for mothers, said Mr. Pagao. He said the new market will support the other 2 markets, reduce overcrowding and risks of roadside selling. Community members said the new market will benefit widows and elderly mothers who are victims of alcohol-related threats.
So that all mama na all trango sem by market lo friendly here. So mi can protect him all na all can supply blue mi na wo mo lilig market lo sustain him all yet na all pigini.
Mubim kamanta be molnar la mama ba market la samlo all market la mi plan wo gim lilig market do you all get a benefit lem.
Morobe Nigani, National EMTV News, Lae.
You're watching the news this Friday. When we come back, we'll take a look at stories making headlines overseas. Welcome back to the news. Turning overseas now, the opposition leader in the Democratic Republic of Congo has been declared the surprise winner of the presidential election, but political rivals have denounced the results as fraudulent.
These are the winners, people, convinced he triumphed fairly. Nothing you could say would persuade them otherwise.
We are very happy about the result.
is something we have been fighting for so long, 36 years. But we have been there without shedding a blood. So we went peacefully and we have the power.
Felix Tshisekedi is not a notably effective political figure and was seen as the opposition candidate least objectionable to President Kabila. Here at Tshisekedi headquarters, there is a mood of celebration. People singing, showering themselves with talcum powder, with water. But it's vital to remember that this mood is not universal. It's not shared across the country or indeed this city.
Tshisekedi Chilombo Felix. 7 millions.
This was the moment the winner was declared at 3 in the morning. The fact that Congo got this far at all is due to civil society and church pressure on President Kabila. He'd clung to office 2 years past his allowed term. But when the winner, Felix Tshisekedi, appeared a short time later, he praised President Kabila as a partner, something that will infuriate those who suffered under his rule. By noon, the most influential non-state group in the country was ready to give its verdict. The Catholic Church wasn't congratulating the winner.
The results published by the Electoral Commission do not correspond with the tally from our observers.
The cheering of activists echoed the other side of this narrative. Around 40% of Congolese are Catholic, and the church is a powerful force. In effect, the bishops have said that they don't believe these results are valid. But what options are open now to the church, to civil society, and the defeated opposition? Tonight I met the man who claims he's the real winner. Martin Fayulu told me he's preparing a legal challenge and significantly refused to call on his supporters to refrain from public protest in the current volatile climate.
My duty is to tell the Congolese and to tell the Electoral Commission to give the truth, so not to do anything which can bring the violence.
The presidency may be stripped away from him, but many believe Joseph Kabila will remain the real power here. The risk is that Congo will have the appearance of democracy, but too little of its true substance.
Australian researchers have developed a groundbreaking drug to treat motor neuron disease. The drug is the result of 15 years of testing and has been found to slow the progression of the debilitating and fatal disease. The drug could have a significant impact.
We're obviously hoping that it's going to make a huge impact on the progression of the disease when given to patients. And the difference it's going to make is it's huge, because at the moment, if you're unfortunate enough to be diagnosed with motor neuron disease, you do have some therapeutic options that you could be prescribed, but neither is that effective, really. And for one of them, even just taking the drug is an onerous process. So what we're hoping is that the drug that we've developed is going to prove to be a more effective option, but it's definitely also going to be an option that is relatively straightforward for the patients to take. The trial that's just finished now is what's referred to as a phase 1 trial. Basically that means that it's the first time that a new drug has been given to people. And as you can imagine, when you do that sort of testing, giving a new drug to people for the first time ever, you really do need to make sure, first of all, that the drug is safe. So when you do that, you don't want to go and give the drug to thousands of people. What we did in this particular study was we gave the drug to about 36 people all up, and over the course of the period that they were taking the drug, all of these patients, they tolerated the drug really well.
A woman who lost both her hands and feet from pneumonia has successfully undergone a rare double hand transplant. The 47-year-old had been waiting for 5 years for limbs that were a match for her size, blood group and skin tone.
Corinne Hutton awake in hospital and relieved and thankful after 12 hours of surgery for a double hand transplant.
I've got hands and I'm so excited, they're absolutely brilliant, and they just look like They look amazing. I'm so thrilled. Thanks to the team. I've got fingers and they can move. I've managed to move them as well, so I shouldn't be doing that right enough, but they have already moved, and it's just absolutely incredible what they can do.
The 47-year-old lost her hands and feet 5 years ago after nearly dying from pneumonia and sepsis. She set up a charity supporting others who have also lost limbs. Climbing mountains, abseiling, skiing, she has been determined her condition never get in the way. Her next challenge now lies much closer to home.
She wants to hold her wee boy's hand. It's simple things as a mother. She wants to hold his hand again. She wants to sort his hair with her fingers rather than with a stump.
Hand transplants have only been performed 6 times in the UK. For Corinne Hutton, these are still early days. The charity Miss Hutton founded said the individual whose hands she received and their family had changed the lives of many. They promised Corinne will not waste a moment with their gift.
US President Donald Trump has visited the US border with Mexico, threatening to declare a national emergency to secure funding for this wall. The US government has been in partial shutdown for 29 days, leaving around 800,000 federal employees without pay.
A presidential visit to America's southern frontier. The Rio Grande Valley in Texas is a place Donald Trump calls a dangerous disaster zone, and he's close to calling a national emergency.
I have the absolute right to declare a national emergency. I haven't done it yet. I may do it. If this doesn't work out, probably I will do it. I would almost say definitely.
On display, seized weapons, drugs and cash. It was a far friendlier meeting than with the Democrats. The president now denying allegations he thumped a table.
I very calmly said, if you're not going to give us strong borders, bye-bye, and I left. I didn't smash the table. I should have.
The drama continues inside Congress, with Democrats accusing the Republican Senate leader of surrendering to the White House.
There is nothing that he or his party truly opposes in this legislation. They're refusing to vote on it because the president has bullied them into his hostage-taking gambit.
On the 20th day of the shutdown, federal workers hit the streets en masse for the first time. The pain of not being paid is biting.
I thought Mexico was going to pay for this wall. My taxpayer dollars are not going to pay for this wall.
Protesters targeted the White House and Congress with a message that their leaders are letting them down.
You've got a sign saying your landlord is calling. This must be a tough situation for you.
Yeah, I'm getting a little worried with no paycheck coming tomorrow. My rent is one of the biggest bills I have, so yeah, that's definitely something I'm concerned about.
These federal workers have been told by their bosses that they should consider things like holding garage sales or doing manual labour for their landlords to get them through the crisis. They have a simpler solution: reopen the government and let them go back to work.
You're watching National EMTV News. We go for a break. When we come back, some sporting updates in Trukai Sports. Don't go away.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. We begin with Rugby League. The SPPNG Hunters have set the standard for a professional rugby league club. For the club, who started with a 60-man train-on squad in 2018, they are now down to 32, and these players are not yet in the final squad. An anguishing process, as it takes more than strength and fitness to be a PNG Hunter.
As the players enter the gym, the question is right there to meet them. As they train, they help each other, despite the gym being where strength is tested. Teamwork is always there. For these young men, making the Hunters team is all about finishing each task. Everyone must do their due and finish their reps. The Hunters' elite level of training has seen players who cannot cope with strength and fitness leaving the team. But that is not the only criteria to make it into the final Hunters team, says Hunters assistant coach Nigel Hukula. He says it takes more than fitness and strength. For some, it's being humble. A player like William Mone, who has been in the team the whole 2018 season, with no game time, he still has the urge to wear the Hunters jumper. A promising halfback, he was an understudy for Watson and Aseboas in the 2018 season.
Look, the opportunities for everyone is there, William included. He's been great for the team. He's a great team man. It really comes down to an individual push to wanting to be part of the team.
Mone has learned a lot from Ase and Watson and is ready to take on any challenge in the Hunters team.
The training, me looking at Ase, Watson, I'll take lead, I'll talk, I'll direct in play. For me, can best lo try to prove me to play lo. Open round one game lo interest upaka.
Mone says the team of young men, with the absence of the experienced players, are still more than positive for the Hunters' performance this season.
Plenty challenge to old man talk. Why old line out team line so but all boys lo campere and will start positive straight or ready straight lo karim ta play lo PNG in country.
Returning Hunter Blend Abavu has been given a second chance.
It was my decision to come back to the team, and I think Coach Michael just texted me, so I just said yes, I'll be back. I'll come join the precision camp. So yeah, I'm happy to be back, play for my country. So.
This time, he says he will be looking to earn a Kumul jumper.
Would hopefully call up for our representative side for this year. So I'm just in the team, doing my part, playing my part. So.
Fidelis Sukina, National EMTV Sports.
6 former SP Hunters players left for the United Kingdom yesterday to continue their rugby league careers. These players are Ase and Watson Boas, Wartovo Puara, Willie Minoga, Thompson Tete and Stargroth Amian.
Willie Minoga, Stargroth Amian and Wartovo Puara Jr. will be joining the Barrow Raiders, while the Boas brothers and Thompson Tete will be joining the Featherstone Rovers. They will be playing in the second-tier competition in the United Kingdom. Though they are excited on this new journey, living and playing halfway across the world comes with many challenges.
I think the family are going to miss us, but they're happy that at least we're going one step, in our dreams that we're looking for. So yeah, they're very supportive, and they're looking forward for what we're going to expect out there, and give our best as we play out there.
5 out of these 6 players were part of the 2017 Premiership winning team, playing important roles in the grand final match. Willie Minoga says being selected to play with the Raiders also makes way for young players to join the SP Hunters team.
So, mibla all senior mibla can move out la. Go out to experience will mibla something lo life. So, that thing comes so mibla can go out now. Stop manamul na. After all, mibla can come back or karamul experience come now.
They hope to learn and build their experience and hopefully get selected into a Super League team.
Our goal is to go out there and get more experience with what we already have, but add more to it.
These 6 players are on a 1-year contract, and though it will be tough, they will be working hard to secure another deal before the end of the season.
This competition it's also, we qualify to bring the team into the Super League. So if we are lucky enough this year, we could bring the team next year. But if a club wants us to get in there and sign us, yeah, we're happy to be part of it.
Elijah Levet, National EMTV Sports.
Don't go anywhere, we'll have more of Trukai Sports in a moment. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. Rugby Union now. The national women's sevens team ended the training camp today with the final team to be announced before they travel to Sydney for the HSBC Sevens tournament. The coach says they have been put in a tough pool, but the girls are looking to cause an upset if not taken seriously.
The training camp ended today with the final session a team run. A last look at the team by coach Paul Tietjens before making his final decision on the players that will be travelling to Sydney for the HSBC Sydney Sevens leg. It will not be easy for these young women who are representing Papua New Guinea. The ICTSI Palais put in one of the toughest pools against some of the toughest teams in the circuit.
Really tough pool in Sydney, New Zealand, France and England, I think it is off the top of my head. So the pool of death, you could probably call it. But for me, I think that's a really good opportunity for us to see where our team is at.
The team will have to do their best to learn from their coach. Tiat Jens was previously the Samoan men's coach with the Samoan men's team, a regular in the HSBC 7 circuit. Training the Palais is his second international coaching job.
You know, I've only had about a month and a half with the side, but I've seen massive strides in the 3 camps and the 3 opportunities I've had with them.
The coach has been pushing the women hard during the short time he has been in contact with the team, but knows the women have potential to make a mark in the Sydney Sevens, scheduled for the 1st to the 3rd of February.
Target is to cause some upsets against those core sides, and to also put a good performance off of that we can be proud of, and be proud of playing for our country and on the national stage, international stage. So it's a very good challenge for us, and we're looking forward to it. And
one thing is for certain though, and that is the potential of the team. Senior players Kimi Rapila and Debbie Kaore add the experience to the team, whilst the speed of new recruit Malamak and regular Taiva Lavai add some spark to the team. But for the rest of the team, there is more than enough potential to cause an upset.
A lot of natural athletes in Papua New Guinea, and you know, they certainly play what's in front of them, and they've got the rare ability to keep the ball alive, and they're very good in contact. And I feel as though that if we can look after the ball and get our defence working when we haven't got the ball, then we can put some teams under some pressure.
The women have proven to their coach during the Oceania Cup last year that they have the heart for the team and their country.
Athletic ability that these girls have, I guess the pace, the power, the size that they possess in some of the girls is definitely very pleasing for me as a coach and from the management. So it's just about, I guess, minimising our mistakes and doing the basics very well to make sure we can put some consistent performances on the field.
Fidelis Sukina, National EMTV Sports.
And that's it for Trukai Sports. We go for a break. When we come back, the weather details for Saturday.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
The weather details were proudly brought to you by Dulux, celebrating 50 years in PNG and the only paint made in PNG.
A look at the weather forecast in the regions. In the southern region, Port Moresby, Daru, Kerma, Alotau, you can expect fine weather, mostly fine in Popondetta. To the Momasa region, showers expected in Madang, Wewak and Vanimo, a shower or two for Ley and Wau. To the New Guinea Islands region, mostly fine in Kavieng and Buka, a shower or two in Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, showers in Lorengau. And in the Highlands region, the major centres, Mount Hagen, Goroka, Kundiawa, Mendi and Wabeg can all expect cloudy weather over the next 24 hours. To look at the forecast for small ships, but first there is a strong wind warning. Strong northwesterly surge of 25 to 30 knots are expected to ease within the next 6 to 12 hours, causing no further rough seas and high waves. To the look at the forecast, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border through Torres Strait and Daru to Kiwai Island, to Kerma, Yule Island, and with waters of Finchafen through Vitias and Dampier Strait, to Siasi Island to Long Island, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of eastern and western Milne Bay Islands and waters of Long Island to Madang, Bogia, Wewak, Aitape, Vanimo, and the northern PNG Indonesian border, and waters of New Island to east and west New Britain and Bougainville, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Waters of Samra Island to Cape Vogel to Finchafen, seas 0.5 to 1.2 meters, and waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 2 to 2.5 meters. And a look at the ocean forecast for PNG areas. Coral Sea, sea slight to moderate with west to southwesterly winds at 10 to 20 knots. Solomon Sea, sea slight to moderate with southwesterly winds at 10 to 20 knots as well. Bismarck Sea, seas moderate to rough with westerly winds of 20 to 34 knots. And the Pacific Ocean sees moderate with west to southwesterly winds at 15 to 20 knots.
The weather details were proudly brought to you by Dulux, celebrating 50 years in PNG and the only paint made in PNG.
And that's the news, sport and weather for today, Friday the 11th of January 2019. On behalf of the EMTV News team right around the country, have a safe weekend. Good night.